Right, today's little video is a strip and clean of this. It's got no name on it, so I don't know what brand it is, or at least I haven't found one yet, but in the clean up I might do. There's a couple of little bits and pieces that need doing to it as well, but I wasn't going to bother with this at first. But my other little rotary table stroke indexer is only like 4 1/4 inches, and this is a 6-inch table. So now I'm at the moment in the middle of doing this project, so which video is going to come out first I don't know. These are the parts for the Morris. I'm going to want to index these in the middle here to do the chamfer here and possibly this one here, but we'll see. So I thought I'd clean this up and get this into operation. It's so it's got a couple of little faults on it and it needs a really good clean up, so I'm going to strip it and clean it, so this will be its own video. I might end up using the little 4 1/4 one for that Morris job anyway, but we'll see. What I like about this one is the 4 1/4 one has got a taper, a Morse taper in the middle. I'm not quite sure what size, I think it's a 2. This one's got a thread and a straight bore, so we'll see. Full keyways, where my little 4 1/4 one has only got 3 partial keyways, only come in a little way. But anyway, take this apart, clean it, and see what it comes up like. It's a little bit stiff in places, but it turns relatively okay. Right, so I've just taken the handle off and the bits and pieces. They're the first bits. At least I can sit it flat on the bench now, because the handle sits down lower than the bottom of the mounting, which is a bit awkward, but in the scheme of things I suppose it doesn't matter. I can see, if I could just bring you in a little bit actually, yeah, you see like a pinhole just here, and there's another one round here. I'm guessing there's some sort of bushing that probably screws in. I don't know, I'll look at that in a minute. But the first thing I'm going to do is to see if I can take off the faceplate, and I'm thinking that's what this ring here is for. Oh, that's not going to work, so that could be a problem. Obviously, because I can't get that in there anywhere. Just make sure there's no. I could shorten it up, but I don't particularly want to. So, right, let's scratch that out first. Let's do a bit of copper wire. Make sure there's no dirt crap in it. I'll give that a little bit of a tap, see if I can get that in a little better. Now, the ball ends are not as strong as anything else, so if you're doing any of this kind of thing, bear that in mind. And that's just, I was just about to give up on that actually. That torque I was putting into that. I wonder if that's a thread. Could well be actually, the way that's reacting. Definitely. Nice idea of a locking device, quite simple. Thread with a bolt and a split, and obviously as you do the bolt up it grips the thread, and the amount of torque you can get on one of them is huge compared with doing the same thing on a shaft with no thread, just a plain shaft. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that, just a plain shaft with a pinch, and they don't want to move. But a thread, you know, if you can make the surface area they can grip on is actually huge. Very dirty and horrible. Right, turn that over the other way before I pull that up, just in case there's bearings. I don't think there are. Normally these are planed machine surfaces. Right, I'll take off, let's see me back out. Take off the clamps. Here we go. Yep, just a plain machine bearing surface. There's no need for me to take that off. I can clean all that up in situ. Right. Now, I've just had a ball bearing fall out. Might be able to see back on film where that came from. Got no spring. I've got a hole here, but there's no spring there. Not that I can see anyway. So I'm not entirely sure what that is for. Really in quite a grotty condition, poor old thing. Right, yeah, so the shaft is locked in there somehow. I was thinking about leaving it in there, but I'm going to take that out. Somehow I've got to get a pin in there, try to turn that. So let's see if the smallest Allen key I've got will fit in there. No. Right, okay. Right, the tip of that scriber goes in there. I wasn't so sure that would work. Now, of course, I can just tap it round like that. I don't really want to. Well, that turns nice enough. It's just the adjuster that's tight. What's that? I'm not so sure that is anything. It's just a... Ah, yes, that's the locking pawn tool. Yeah, right, okay. Let's just have a look, just to see if there is any other bolts or fixings. Now, I've got an Allen bolt there. and a screw here. Let's take that out. Wasn't very tight. That's unscrewing and it's separate to this, which is interesting. So it could be a backlash adjuster. Oh, you see that or not? It's bringing out loads of crap with it. It's just a plain large screw. Yep. We just have a scratch round up there. Yes, there's a ball bearing up there. But strangely, it's not in the middle. Right, okay, so that is embedded in the end of the screw here. So I think I'm going to have to try and tap them out. So I didn't really want to have to tap those round, but I think I'm going to have to. I don't want to have to do it with something as sharp as that scriber, so I'm going to see if I can find something just a little bit blunter. Right, so I've just ground a tip onto a broken punch, and it's not quite a point, but it does go in that hole, and I just, before I started the camera, I just gave it a quick tap, and lo and behold, just doing it like this, it's moving. I think possibly because there's more rigidity in the main shaft than in the scriber. It's working, I'm sure. Yeah, I can actually see it. It's actually undoing. Oh, I'm just about turning that by hand now. Oh, I guess a pencil. There we go. Ouch. Didn't mean to do that. Stab myself. There we go. It's coming out now. So there's a collar. I don't know if there's going to be bearings in this. And that's obviously the oil hole that lines up with the oiler there. Right, so there we go. Right, so it's pretty much all deassembled now. So I'm going to clean this up, and I think I'll bring you back once it's all cleaned, because there's no point in just filming that. So I'll bring you back in a minute.